Hey everyone, so I just wanted to be quick. I have to go into work, hence what I'm wearing right now and dressed. Obviously, game one, we just had no big surprise there for me, especially if you watched my previous video. I did say I did not expect us to automatically win. Would have been nice, of course, it would have been nice. Obviously, both teams had a lot of weaknesses that I'm curious to see how game two progresses. This game, hopefully we can steal a win. However, it's going to be very difficult, and eventually we're going to have to take one of their home games and win in order to make to the next round. So obviously, game two, if we don't steal a win here, it's going to be a lot harder for us, especially considering that they are the championship team and we're pretty healthy at this point. Obviously, we don't have Vanderbilt, which still kind of hurts us defensively. However, with how well we played last game, I'm actually kind of surprised how close it was, considering that this team is a lot bigger, and in the sense of strength-wise, they have a lot more bigger people that we have to go against and guard. Do I think that the starting five needs to be changed in the lineup? Absolutely not. I've said it before, the way you beat this kind of team, especially considering that we're not very well known for defensive plays, with the exception of AD, which he, like I said, he had an amazing game. There's nothing wrong with what he did. The way you attack this team is stopping everybody else from being offensive weapons and putting the rest of your team to hopefully bring that offense up. A couple things that I noticed is when Ham took out Reeves, that's when Jamal Murray went off a little bit. So when he went back in, that's when you notice a diminish of his ability to score as much as he was in previous games that we had matchup with. So I like the combination of Reeves and Jamal Murray. Obviously, D'Lo and Reeves did have a, not the greatest game. I'm hoping that they bounced back. A lot of the shots that they had normally would have gone in. A lot of balls that just rolled around the rim and jumped out. You can't predict that. Obviously, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be angry. They did as best as they could. Obviously, it's a championship team. This is going to be one of the difficult rounds if we make it past through this. I'm hoping that we do steal second game. Hopefully, I think there's a lot of hope in the sense, because at one point we were up 10-15 points. So it's exciting to see that, especially considering that we're underdogs at this point. Obviously, we have to fight, and if we want to win, we need to steal one of the games. Hopefully, it'll be tonight. What needs to happen is obviously Jovic is one of the players that you cannot have a game plan. The way you game plan about him is making sure that the other teams and other players around them don't go off. So if you diminish his role to expedite or basically incorporate the rest of his team to go off, then you have a chance, because then Jovic can't score 100 points by himself. I mean, he probably could, but it's a lot difficult. AD played almost a majority of the whole game. You can't ask anything from him. He did great defensively, offensively. LeBron did the same. What I'm hoping that this game we see is D'Lo, Reeves, and Rui Hachimura step up. Again, I don't like how he continues to put Rui Hachimura in a lineup where he's not considered with the rest of the starting five. Pay attention in the sense of how much time the starting five gets to play together as a team. I'm hoping that, like I said, you put big people out there, so hopefully more of a role for Hayes. Obviously, he's not that big, massive, man in comparison to Gordon or, Jovic, but at least he's there to able to attempt to rebound the ball and try to at least attempt to block shots in comparison to the rest of the team. So I'm hoping that Hayes has more playing time. Max Christie's just as tall, and obviously we don't have that diesel center with the exception of AD, so you have to think about it. AD has to go against Jovic and Aaron Gordon, which is a very difficult matchup. So I'm hoping at least our offensive and other players step up and bring that offense up, in the sense that we're going to be such a high caliber shooting team that it's going to be difficult to stop just one person because of the rest of the team's success. Obviously, like I said, D'Lo and Reeves hopefully need to step it up this next game. This is a big game that we must win if we do want to go to actual championship. I'm hoping that we do not get swept. At least bare minimum, we win 1 or 2 games, because, it's not something that we want to do. Clearly, we're our 7th seed for a reason. But at the same time, like I've said before, this coach has made a lot of mistakes in the sense of how they do lineups. I'm hoping Prince does well, continues to get more playing time than Max Christie, so he better prove that this time that he's getting is warranted. Either way, like I said, what we need to also do is bare minimum is minimize the turnovers that continue to be our Achilles heel. No matter what we do, is ball security and stop making shots that do not need to be made. Like making threes consistently back to back or trying to attempt to make threes is not necessary when you're not even less than 10 points of a gap. So better shot selections, definitely for sure. Was very frustrating to see that they were doing shots that really didn't make sense at that point, especially considering that you are literally going against the championship team. You cannot miss one mistake of opportunity for shooting the ball or getting points on the board, especially when you're down. So like I said, I'm hoping this time around, better shot selection. Stop taking the threes that we don't need. Attack the rim. Hopefully we get more of that. And the way we do that is having more time with Hayes, Max Christie, which I'm never going to probably see in playoffs at this point. But it would be nice to see because I think Max Christie has a lot of potential. So tell me what you think, and I hope you guys have a good Monday, and I hope we all have a good Monday and see them win.